Welcome to the space where creators have aligned a positive and intellectual collab of open minds. For sharing and learning from one another, it's a vibe. ReadswithRosa podcast on the mic. Subscribe, educator spitting bars. I guess you didn't know I'm multifaceted and humble, taking off life goals. The classroom is my comfort zone where I plant and sow seeds of knowledge, compassion, empathy, and hope. Maloelele, Bulavanaka, and welcome to the Reads with Rosa podcast. Today will be the first time that we are going to have a couple on the show. Actually, let me just take that back. We're having a family on the show. There's more to that story, but I'm so excited. We have a husband and wife team here because, I can't interview one without the other, and you'll see why as the interview goes on. So, introducing the Finiasis, the owners of an amazing small business that I love to support called Knot Atizz. Wait, did I say that wrong? No, Knot Atizz.
Yes, perfect.
Welcome to the show, fam. It's so great to finally be able to see you and connect with you for real, for real.
Welcome.
Thank you. Likewise.
Man.
We're so excited to sit down here, Rosa.
Man, it's so because I see you guys doing your Instagram lives, with the business. We'll talk more about the business soon, but I always see your signage in the background. Give it up, and then it's just real brief interactions, but to actually sit down with you. I appreciate this, guys. You have no idea. I know you have a new addition to the family. Please introduce us to that gorgeous, human, beautiful bundle of joy that you're holding, Atzi. Go ahead.
Oh, this is our daughter. So you go ahead and say her name.
This is our daughter. She's 5 years old today.
5 days.
Oh, sorry, not 5 years.
Oh my God.
I was like, wow, you are fired.
She's 5 days old. And this is Sofia Milani Sauhoni Keala Damari Finiasi.
Ah, beautiful. Guys, tell us about her name. It's I asked you to introduce it because I will definitely muck it up, but there are just some beautiful names in there. I imagine there's a lot of history in the names. So if you could just tell us a little bit about her names.
Okay. So her first name is Sophia. Okay, first of all, we've been waiting 13 years to finally have a baby. So the whole time during our 13 years, we had so many names. So we have a name ready to go once we found out we're going to have a baby. But Sophia is after my mother-in-law, Sophia. And then I only have one sister, so I had to put her name in the first name. So her first name is Sophia Milani.
After my mom
and my sister.
And my sister-in-law, yeah. Oh. Baby's middle name, she's got 3 middle names. Her first middle name is Sauhoni. And it is a Ratuman name. It's my great-great-grandmother's name. And it is the Ratuman word for queen.
Wow.
So Sauhoni is the Ratuman word for queen. Her next name is Keala, after one of my sisters. And then the next name is Damari, which is a Fijian name after my younger sister. So this is Sofia Milani Sauhoni Keala Damari Finiasi.
Oh man, I'm feeling the love, fam. That is such a beautiful collection of names. I mean, as islanders, we're given names that have so much meaning and significance behind it. So, man, welcome to the show. Beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm so happy for you. I happened to click on your story last night and I thought, what did they do? How am I just seeing this now? What on earth happened? This is what I get when I don't click on people's stories. I just go on Instagram and get off. I was so excited for you guys. And then knowing that we're doing the interview today, I thought, I wonder if they'll bring baby on the show.
Yes.
See, to the audience listening, we have this beautiful, beautiful family with us today. So let's get a move on. For me, I was just so excited that you accepted my request, on the show, because I love I love your small business. I love the work that you guys do. You have this following that you have built from the ground up, and I see you guys, grinding. I see you guys doing all of that, connecting with so many different, not just our Pacific Island community, people out there, but just so many different people from all over the world. So, actually before this, I had to look up my Instagram archives because I was like, when did I first find out about you guys? And I actually went back to March 31st last year. And that was, I was just like, yo, that's when my first parcel from them arrived. Like, honestly, we'll talk more about your business soon because you guys are doing some amazing stuff. Like, I love it. Tell us a little bit about yourselves because, listening to your daughter's name, there's so many different cultural significance like to the name, which tells me that you two are made up of different cultures as well. Like, where are you guys from? I know I saw on your bio you're from Hawaii, but where did you both grow up in Hawaii, or were you from other islands and then came there? Like, where's the beginning?
So I'll go first. So I'm the oldest in my family. There's only 3 of us. I have a brother and a little sister. My dad is a musician, so we kind of moved around a lot. I was born in Utah. Then we moved to Arizona. My sister was born there. Then they moved here to Texas. My brother was born here. And then because the music scene was really good in Hawaii with all the island music, we moved to Hawaii. And I pretty much grew up in Hawaii. So, yeah, I've been in Kaneohe. We've been there, grew up just in that little town.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, Ati, your family, you're full Tongan, or you
full Tongan?
Wow, that's so cool, man.
And for me, I am actually born and raised in Hawaii. My family, I come from a really big family, really big branched out family. And to make a long story short, I am of Rotuman Fijian Indian descent. And my biological father is Indian, and my biological mother is Rotuman from Fiji. So in Hawaii, and
that's where we met.
That's where we met. Yeah.
Wow. And so do you two speak do you speak Tongan? Do you speak Rotuman language? Like,
I mean, all most of the Tongans and all my cousins, we all understand it, but talking back, it's like another story. We have to take a while to think about it. I can speak to the little Tongan.
Yeah.
Same with me. The language was spoken at home by parents, but understanding bits and pieces, but speaking it not so much.
Man, because I didn't think I've ever met anyone of Rotuman descent. So I'm just like, because it's always like Samoans, Tongans, Yo, this is like first time experience, man, for real, bro.
He's Tongan now because he married me.
But
so
you asked Tongan, you need to get rid of everything. That's awesome. And so, in terms of raising your own daughter, like so you guys like have these rich cultural backgrounds. Is she going to be speaking Tongan? Tongan or
something? Because my Tongan, he understands Tongan just like me, but when we go to the store, we can't really speak to each other. When you have that one benefit, so we have to teach her something so we can tell her, like, you better stop it.
We will teach her a language.
We're going to teach her.
Hey, like maybe some Spanish or something. I don't know, guys. Man, that's wow. That is quite the origin story for you guys. In terms of because when I think Hawaii, I think, okay, definitely must have been a lot of Pacific Islanders around. I mean, growing up in Hawaii and going to school there, like, am I making assumptions? I mean, were you around, did you have a tribe of Pacific Islanders that you hung out with? Was there a community, or am I just making assumptions about Hawaii? I don't know.
You got it totally right.
There's a lot of people from the islands, Pacific Islanders in Hawaii. in the town that we grew up in Kanyohe, there were little tribes. You know, there were the Samoans, there were the Tongans, there were the little group of Fijians and whatnot. And same goes as in school. Like the high school that we went to, there was a group of poly kids, you know, that would always kind of just hang out together and whatnot. But it's just throughout the island, there were different tribes of just the cultures who, you know, kind of gathered together.
I think just as polys, you just always find connection.
Yeah.
So we understood when our mom said, that's what you're wearing to school. And we're the same way. We're just like, oh, your mom got you wearing that too. Different ways.
Right. It doesn't matter whether you're growing up in America or in Australia, New Zealand, same, right? Same. You better put that on right now. Man, that's awesome. And then just like, you know, coming from, you know, your different families, and then just in terms of like, did you grow up in church? You know, Islanders always have I grew up in this church. I grew up, you know, that's kind of the beginning, right? You have your community and your tribe, and then church. Was church a big part of your upbringing for either of you, or for, you know, for both of you, or?
Yes, for both of us, I believe. For both of us, we were both born and raised into the LDS Church. We're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Oh, yes.
And we were very active in our church. I think with any Islanders or Polys, you know, having faith and believing in God is a big part of our lives, and it has definitely also been a big part of my life growing up, and and also my wife.
Yeah, I feel like my life really did. Everything we did was. It had to incorporate something with church. So we were always with everybody at church.
If we weren't at home, we were at church.
Yeah. I feel you. So like, cause I know like, you know, in your church, there's missionaries, right? You can go out and, I mean, did either of you get to travel? I shouldn't say travel, because it's not like you're going on a holiday. Did either of you get to serve, you know, overseas in a different country, or were you kind of like based in America? Any opportunities like that? Or?
I had the opportunity to serve a mission, and in the LDS Church, the male, or you know, the guys serve a 2-year mission, and I had the opportunity to serve in French Polynesia, in the islands of Tahiti, and the mission that I served in also covered the Cook Islands. So in the span of 2 years, I served in several islands, and also on the main island of Tahiti, where I learned and became fluent in both the native Tahitian language and French.
Okay, bro, stop showing off right now.
I know, right?
Man, but I mean, you know, when you're serving these missions, I mean, is that not part of the services that you become part of the community while, you know, sharing the word? I mean, man, that's amazing, bro.
Definitely.
Oh, and Atizz, you didn't get an opportunity to, or were you serving at home, or?
I mean, I'm always serving in church. I had different callings in church, but when the age was different back when we were younger, it was an age limit of 21. For the girls to go out. So by the time Mosi came back home, he proposed, and then we just got married.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That is so romantic. So, man, that's so cool. And then just in terms of, like, you know, like when I think of American schools, you know, I think I watch too much television when I like football and cheerleaders and stuff like that. Were you guys involved in any of that kind of? I think I watch too much television, right?
In sports, I mean, sports and extracurricular activities are really big in high school.
But did we play? No.
But did we play? No.
No, you didn't. Oh, I'm so surprised.
I felt like in school I was either too skinny or wimpy for football, and too uncoordinated for basketball. So no, I just stuck to the books and studied.
Yeah, I didn't play. We only played at church.
Yeah, just kind
nothing
of just serious.
For fun. I'm surprised you two aren't good at basketball, because I know, you know, you guys are really into basketball and church and stuff like that. So I'm surprised. But so I guess I really wanted to just talk about the backstory of this just this really cool, amazing business that you guys run. I mean, man, what's your story on your business? Tell our audience, probably pronounce it better than I did, the name of your business, and just how did you come about, like, where did the idea come from? Was it something that you had kind of as a couple had always kind of thought, that's a dream? Or was it like one day you woke up and like, right, today's the day we're going to start? Like, what's the backstory to your business?
You want to go over the name first? Or?
Yeah, let's go over the name.
Okay, so my full name is Knot Atizz. So when we were thinking of names for the business, we started with macrame, which was rope, you tying knots with rope. So when we were thinking about it, I was like, can we just say Knot Atizz, like my name, like Knot Atizz? Like I was sounding clever, and he was like fighting me on it. He was like, why? No one's gonna get it. And I was like, yeah, they will. They'll get it. It's Knot Atizz after my name. I had to fight him for that, and I got it. I'm so happy I did.
Yes, sis. Do you?
So yeah, that's the name of it. It's pronounced, excuse me, it's pronounced her first name, Knot Atizz.
Knot Atizz.
When we try to spell it on social media, we just had it as one word, as you can see here, and people were like, is it Natati's? Is it
Destiny?
So then we had to change our Instagram name, and we had to put like a space or underscore, a dash, just so that they could say Knot Atizz. So the name is Knot Atizz. We actually the idea started about 2 years ago, and around January, my wife told herself, this year I'm going to learn a new craft. I'm going to learn something new, and I'm going to kill it. And so, she was trying all kind of different crafts and came across macrame. And for those of you who don't know what macrame is, it's actually an old art. It's not something new. It's something that's been around for a while. And it's actually just the art of tying knots, whether it's with rope, with some kind of string, but you can create anything from just tying knots. So she started, and how did you learn?
YouTube. I mean, I don't know. Everybody's like, did you guys learn? I don't know. They ask for secrets. I'm like, do what everyone does. Look on YouTube.
Yeah. She was actually just, she fell in love with the way macrame pieces looked. She started researching on YouTube, and there are thousands of videos to teach you how to tie a knot.
But I was so mad because he went to Boy Scouts. So he knew how to do most of these knots, and I'm over here struggling. And he's like, "It's so easy. Look, I got it. This is a square knot." And I'm like, "This is not easy." But he's super good at it. And then we kind of went from there. It kind of expanded.
We first started doing just like plant hangers, wall art pieces. People asked us to actually create pieces for their wedding backdrops. So we started with that, and then she fell in love with
I've always loved earrings.
Yeah, she's always been an earring person. So that's how we make macrame earrings, which is what she took off doing. And then
I saw clays.
She found clay.
I started seeing an Explorer page. I started seeing it in little shops, and I was like, "You gotta try this." And he's like, No. We're already busy. Not thing you wanted to do. And I was like, "No one's telling you. I have this good feeling about this clay." And then we went, and I did it. He's like, "Okay, you know what? Why don't you make a sample? And if it comes out good, then we'll try it." Then why did I make a sample? And then I woke up, he made a whole bunch of samples.
He's always trying. He always has to outdo you, right? He just want to one up you. Right?
He's always we're like arguing, like he's trying to one up me all the time.
So yeah, we started doing clay earrings.
Yeah, and then it kind of like took off from there.
It took off from there, and our first ever like putting it out there for people to see was actually someone from our church asked us to join a craft fair.
Yeah.
And asked us if we were willing to sell these products or these earrings at the craft fair. And
he pretty much said, "Do you want a booth?" And we're like, "Yeah,
sure,
why not?"
So then we went. We set up earrings. I think we had a little over 100 pairs of earrings.
Wow.
We set up and we sold out that day. And from there, people just been coming back, and
then we started getting online orders. And
people were ordering online,
"Oh my
and we
gosh."
decided maybe we should really take off with this.
And you were our first international order.
And
I'll never
Rosa,
forget.
Man, honestly, it's so funny you mentioned that because I didn't expect you to say that you can ship because during the pandemic, like I was just kind of like doing online learning and I actually can't even remember how we connected. But when I saw your page, I had never even heard of macrame earrings, right? And I fell in love. I was like, what? Yo, this is dope because I love earrings, right? And then the clays came, and then I was like, oh, what are the chances they even ship? You guys were probably one of the first, actually the first small business that I had supported as like overseas. And then when you said you ship, I was like, no way. I wear the earrings. I was so stoked and I was excited and so grateful. I started wearing the earrings at school, and my friends are like, what? Wait, they know, man. I'm like, yo, you gotta check out this. Like, honestly, guys, I love, I'm going to let you keep talking, but I love what you guys do. And I know that it's evolving, right? The designs. And anyway, let me be quiet. Carry on with your story. Carry on.
No, I mean, I think we just, we took off from there and we kind of like got on social media, and Instagram was our best friend that kind of gave us exposure. And like you said, the shipping, we didn't want to like
exclude
anyone, So when you mentioned that you were like, I mean, we saw you were like, oh, maybe she's in California or something, And then when you sent your address and we were like, she's in Japan, we were like, of course we'll ship. If you pay the shipping, we'll ship it to you. And
I didn't think, but thanks, guys.
So we ship worldwide now, I guess, and all of
we
our
benefited
earrings.
a lot because Mosi did work before this. Prior, he was a mailman, and he worked at the post office, so he kind of knew like what we can and cannot do, and what would work as far as shipping.
Yeah.
So that we had a like advantage about the shipping part. So we were like, okay, so what I always have to look at him like, so how much is it? And he's like, we don't know till we get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had that advantage.
Yeah, actually funny because I had maybe like, I don't know, a month out from finishing our school year, and one of my Japanese friends, she's walking around school and she's just like, check it out. And I'm like, you brought some earrings from Ati? She's like, yeah. That got me so pumped because I was just like, because a lot of them see me rocking your earrings and they're like, oh yeah, I'll check it out. And I'm like, liars. My friend, Aiko, actually, yeah, she was rocking them and I was so happy. I was like, yo, but in our excitement, I got to take a photo to send to you guys. So next time when we start the new year, if I catch you, I'll definitely take a photo.
Thank you.
Yes.
And we tell everybody this, like, they're like, how can we help? How can we support? And I'm like, if earrings is not your thing, I mean, just reposting or like, something free, sharing. Like, you might not like it, but your friend might like it. Right. So we've been getting a lot of exposure. Like, I'm pretty sure most of our Japan people are from you.
No, they are.
And I'm like, I just always look. I know people think that it's a lot of people that we're working with, but we do take the time to kind of look and see who's the mutual friend. And we're like, okay, this is one of Rosa's, or this is one of just so we know, like, we can trust.
Man, that's so cool.
Yeah. It's exciting to kind of see to us.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, do you two have any background in business management or anything like that? Or is it basically learning as you go, era?
It was definitely a learning it was definitely a learning experience, and we're still learning. I mean, we've never had or ran any kind of business at all. I mean, and so when we decided we're going to start selling this product, we kind of had to be serious about it, and everything being a small business, doing it through Instagram and online. We did try selling it on Etsy. But for some reason we've got so much more traffic on Instagram.
Just on Instagram.
And so we kind of kept it channeled through Instagram. A lot of girls said, do you have a website I can go to? We tried to do the website thing, but
I think we like interacting with people more.
Yeah, I like
getting to know them.
We like the interaction with everyone, rather than just a click cart, checkout,
Right.
And
Right.
so we just kept it through Instagram, and we started doing live videos where we sold earrings on the live.
We tried different types of ways of selling these earrings.
We just tried
Like, people were always complaining, like, we never get, or
you guys
why
have
do you
sold
do
out,
this, or
Yeah.
we keep our options open. We try to make everyone happy.
like we said, it's a learning experience.
It
We're
is.
still learning. So
But
yeah.
I find that the way you guys handle the different, I really do think that it's quite fair the way that you do it. Like if people miss out, you have little specials. Like that's super dope. I remember like I was sometimes like getting super carried away thinking don't be greedy. The other people, but it's like that's how much I love your stuff. So and like the other cool thing that I saw is that you make like for babies, and now you got your own baby. The teething, right? The
Rings, yeah.
Teething
I
ring.
was just like, look at these guys. They're so diverse in terms of the skills and the things that you make. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. But okay, so here's the thing, right? Because I think I remember funny because I honestly, no offense to my brother, I was like, yo, Ati rocks, man. How does she do all of this? And then it was one live where I think he said to everyone, oh yeah, he helps me, he does this. And then I realized, yo, it's actually a husband and wife team. I was just like, oh, he does do something. But now I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you guys going, oh, he does everything. Oh, my bad. My apologies.
He was trying to hide behind me, and I was like, no, I'm telling them that you're the one who makes it, because I'm not going to sit here. Because he would like, people would write in like telling us their order, and sometimes we get some sassy ones, right? So he's like writing them, and he's like, I'm not doing that. That is too much. And I'm like, well, I'm telling everyone that you're the one who's taking the order, and you're the one who makes all of those. So, and then he raises prices, whatever. I'm like, whatever, do whatever you want, because you're the one who macrame, and it hurts like hell, like your hands.
It's truly a husband and wife team, man. So because I think I read so mostly like you're a student, or you're a student, and then Atzi, you work in travel. I mean, how do you find time to live your normal everyday lives and do your career and your studies, but then also run this business? Like how do you find that balance?
Well, honestly, the pandemic kind of helped. We were so slow in the travel industry that they gave me part-time at one point for a few months. So I was able to really put out some earrings. Also for Mosi too, because they changed schooling online.
Yeah, schooling was put completely online. Campuses were closed. So, I was here every day from morning to night. I would log on to do my classes. After classes, I would just turn around to the table and just start, earrings and putting out some earrings. So the pandemic, like a lot of people say the pandemic was a rough time. Don't get me wrong. Everyone struggled. And, it was a really bad year for everyone, but it was a really big blessing in disguise for us as a small business.
And for a lot of small businesses.
And for a lot of small businesses came out, people were shopping online. They were just, just most of their time being at home. And so it really blessed us, in that way.
Yeah.
Man, what would you say is unique or different about your company, like your business? Like what makes you different from other small businesses?
I think that we only make it when we want.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tell the girls all the time, because they're always bugging me for clay earrings. I'm like, we'll make it once we make it. That's why we only make it and then we sell it, because we don't like to be stressed.
We don't take orders.
Yeah.
For clay earrings, it's whenever we have them and put them out. That's
whatever
all we have.
We create is what we create.
We don't keep anything like in back stock or anything.
And we found that it works for us because it's what we create. Like, I know I bring it up all the time in my stories when I kind of go into it with people. Like, think about it. I'm putting out what I want to make, and that's why I feel like I'm not doing it to please one person or whoever. Because I feel like if one person is gonna pass on it or think it's ugly, then somebody else will see.
It up,
They'll see the beauty that I see. Then we're all happy. We're not impressing anyone. It's pretty much what I'm trying to say.
I think for me too, that's what makes, I feel like our small business stands out, is because I mean, obviously it's a husband and wife doing earrings, and that's something that people are like, makes earrings, like your husband makes earrings. But I mean, I look at this art, I mean, the shapes, the colors, the texture, the styles, I don't look at it as an earring or a female, you know, something like that, you know. I look at it as art, that we're here sitting down, creating art together and putting out what we love.
Don't get me wrong, we make some pieces that I'm like, what are you thinking? Like, I don't even wear that. And like, I even bring it up because I'm like, girls, don't think I'm just sitting here letting him do whatever. I tell him, like, I don't like that. And he's like, no, somebody will like it. But he's me wrong every time. That's why he's selling like.
And sure enough, these naughty girls love it.
He just do it to laugh. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are not helping me. I told him don't make that, and you guys like it.
Man, I love that naughty girls, right? I love the boxes because, I mean, you read, like, you know, Mosi said, it really is. I think definitely for me, it's that you can see and feel the love. It's the art, right? It's not just going, that's a pair of earrings. You know, it's the whole process that goes into it, the decision making. And I love that you've come up with, it's just expanding and becoming so much more creative. And it's so interesting because I remember when I first, like, I have earrings from when I first bought from you guys, and to see how much.
I know, I cringe when everybody's like, because we know who bought from the beginning, like, you did. And we're like, oh my gosh, she's wearing the first pair that we ever made.
But it's so inspirational, right? Because it's like, man, this right here, it shows the progression and just that love, you know, and the passion behind it. Leading on to my next question, in terms of the designs, like, where do you get the inspiration from? If we're talking about this piece of art, like, where do you draw from in terms of finding the inspiration? And again, because you want to be unique, right? You want to have that kind of like signature you know, feel to it, to what you're making. Where does that come from?
I honestly think it comes from music. When we create earrings or pieces of art, as you would call, we always have music playing before we even start. And like whatever vibe or type of music we're listening to, the feeling that we get, we put it into the colors, we put it into the shapes. And, you know, sometimes we look at the end of the day, at the end of the time, we look at the collection and we're like, you know, it looks very like smooth, like the colors are just blending. There's a lot of swirls and they're like pastel colors, because that night we were probably listening to love jams, you know. So
I was going to say, I need to know what music you're listening to. Tell me now.
Sometimes the launches, you know, they're very flashy and the earrings are and they're bold, because we're probably listening to something more like, you know, upbeat and whatnot. So
true.
I feel like when we create best, it's when we are listening to music. And so I think that's where the inspiration comes from.
That is so, I didn't expect that answer to my question. Guys, you got me good. And so who comes up with the best designs? I don't fight in front of the camera, but who comes up with the best designs?
Well, the ones that are the most popular, Mosi.
Whoa, bro, stop it.
I know, like the dagger, oh my gosh, dagger's so old, man. I'm just like so over it. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're asking for daggers again, and I hated that design like so bad. I'm like, it looks like it's gonna hurt somebody because it doesn't look like a dagger.
I think that's the point there. Like, I feel like the daggers are so like, man, it's just so empowering, right? It's so in your face, like, that's what's up.
There you go. There you go.
Get out of my way right now. That's what's up.
There you go.
Man, that's crazy. What have been, I mean, I know you've already mentioned just in terms of getting the business up and running. But what are just some other challenges, you know, in terms of finding the balance, in terms of taking care of yourselves, in terms of trying to stay on top of just life in general. amidst this pandemic that will not go away, like what are some of the, personal challenges that you as a family have faced, or
I think for us, it would have to be, the biggest one would be time management. There would be some days or nights where we would sit down and start creating, and we look at the clock. It's like 5 o'clock in the next morning, and because we just get so carried away, and like sometimes it just takes over a whole day. We forget to eat. We look at the clock, we're like, it's already time for dinner, and we haven't even. So I think that's been a struggle for us, but finding that balance between when it's time to work, and then having to stop and say, okay, I'm clocking out. It's time for family. I'm no longer employee of the month. Now I'm husband. So I think that was finding that balance, but that was a struggle for a while, I think.
Yeah, because I think I remember seeing some of Atizz's stories. We were gonna eat. I'm like, girl, you need to go eat. Like, seriously. Or she'll be like, we're having a late dinner. I'm like, come on, guys. But yeah, absolutely. And now you have this beautiful bundle of joy, guys. Man,
true. Just burning out. Like, we always felt burnt out, and people were always asking for stuff, and I'm like, man, I feel bad. Let's keep going. But now we know.
I think it's always our mentality, or to just finish it, because a clay earring, I mean, it's not a long process, but it does take time, and so I think just finding the time to, like, today I'm gonna bake them, tomorrow I'm gonna link them up, the next day.
But he's so extra. He wants to do everything all at once. I'm like, can we go eat something?
That was the struggle. I've always wanted to. Once I start cutting it, I want to. By the time I go to sleep, I want to be packaging it. I want it to be a complete thing. But that's just me.
Well, maybe now that you've got Baba, Atizz can look after baby, and you're on your own, my bro.
I know. Do whatever you want. Go ahead.
Whatever you want. Man, that is super dope. And then in terms of like successes, what have been some of the really, like, the highlights and just the really cool moments that you can kind of look back and reflect on and go, yo, we did that, like, do you have any of those moments, or like any?
Every launch we have, I mean, like, we just, like, sometimes we make it the whole week, and then I look at it at the end of the week and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if anyone's gonna like it, or I don't know if anyone's gonna buy it, and I get stressed out every time we launch. And he's like, who cares? Don't worry, somebody will like it. He's always like, we have to, like, pump each other up, because at one point he's like not feeling it. But yeah, just basically the launches. Every time we sell, we'll sell out. That's like,
it's just like a feeling that's like, wow, because we put so much hard work into it, and then to sell out, people tell us like that they love it.
Yeah.
That just to us, it's a good feeling. And I think for me also, like, going to church on Sundays and seeing like all the women and girls like
everyone's just running.
Like the first couple of Sundays after we were into this, we would go to church and we'd be sitting there and we'd look over and there'd be a lady like, like, naughty girls in the house, and we'd look at each other and we kind of have like goosebumps.
Like, oh my gosh,
look
weird.
at this,
I love it.
It's a humbling experience to feel that we're loved through the earrings.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so cool. So you mentioned before music, right? As you're designing, what kind of music are you into? Like, okay, so if you're not designing, what kind of music are you listening to?
I love country. I love
you
now. Yeah.
Yo, I never would have picked that. Wow.
For me, it has its seasons. Every season of the year, our genres change.
It changes.
But we love everything from country to hip hop to oldies, to slow jams to island music to Samoan love songs. We would be listening to Hawaiian hula music,
and then it's all Hawaiian earrings.
So we just have a wide variety of music that we love. Yeah.
Man, I next time you make some earrings and you happen to be listening to country music, I want to know what you come up with. I'm so intrigued. Right now, I'm so curious, guys. Wonder what they're going to come up with if they're listening to country music. Okay, I've got some questions. Of the both of you, who's the most patient? Really? Who has the best jokes?
Probably we'll see.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's the best cook?
We'll see.
Well, I love when she cooks,
But
she
he cooks really good, like really, really good. But the problem with him is he like cooks for like a poly family, like a party of 50. And he like makes so much leftovers, and I'm like,
there's only 2 of us in the house, but I make like a big old pot of curry, and there's only 2 people. But that's how I grew up.
Island styles, man. You know, it doesn't matter if there's leftovers. The whole week on curry, bro. The whole week on curry. Man, so how, in terms of your family and, you know, thinking back a few years ago and where you two are at now, how have you changed over the past few years? How have you grown? How have you evolved as people?
Go ahead, babe.
Me, it's taught me a lot of patience. And just to not worry about what other people think. Just do you, you know. When we work and put out something, we do it because we love how it looks, not because we want to please a certain type of people or like, oh, I hope these girls love it, or what do you guys like? You know, we do what we love and we put it out. If you guys love it, you love it. If not, we love it. You know, and that to me, that's what I've learned, is to just do what
we'll just keep all love. 10 of the earrings.
That's great.
You know, we don't have to be someone else. Just be who we are.
Right. Who we are.
Yeah.
Wow. And Atizz, what about you? How do you see that you've changed over the past few years, whether personally or just within your family?
I think it's brought me out of my shell. I'm actually very social, but only if I really know you. So this business has made me really come out and like not be afraid to talk to somebody. Like, you know somebody, and then you see them out in the store and you're just like it irritates me so much when people are like before the business, like when someone would write me and they're like, sis, and hey sis, and then I see them at the store and they act like they don't know me, and I'm like, sis? That irritated me. So like now we actually sell to a lot of people, and like when we see them out, we're like, oh, it's her wedding. Like she's here for a wedding, because we saw it, and we just tell them like, hey, you're here for a wedding, right? We saw your post. Like just being real. Like if you've seen it, don't act like you don't know. Like
fight me, man. Fight me.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's hilarious. That's funny. And then just where do you see yourselves in 5 years from now? Like when you think about the business, I mean, what are kind of your like you know, is it like a 1-year plan, you know, 1 year onto the next, or do you have a 5-year plan? Have you thought about that? Where do you see Knot Atizz, you know, 5 years from now?
Well, honestly, this is supposed to be temporary because we're really shocked, and we keep forgetting that it's been 2 years. But our main focus was mostly going to school. Yeah. So to get his degree, to get us a better life, like that was our sacrifice, was that I was going to go to work and he was going to go to school. And that should be done in 2.5 years, maybe. So
this was just supposed to be a temporary thing, just to kind of help us live, you know? Right. And then we never in a million years would have thought that we'd be where it is today. Because this was just something small that we were doing on the side, you know, just to get by. Right. I think maybe in the future, 5 or 10 years, if we're still here, we're still here. If not,
maybe in a boutique, maybe we'll just cater to a few boutiques and just do it like as a hobby, but not like full time.
Mhm.
Now that we have a baby,
Yes, now that you have this beautiful Sophia there,
yeah.
you could be making clays in a few years.
I know, that's what I said. Now I have 2 workers. No, just kidding.
Man, I know that you guys work so hard, and every now and then I'm like, oh, they're on holiday. Well done, guys, because you never have a break. A dream holiday, like I know, obviously probably going back home to Hawaii is probably something real meaningful and special for you to do. But in terms of like, if there were no COVID restrictions or anything like that, what would be a dream holiday for your family?
We told you we're coming back to Japan.
Oh, yes, that's right. Oh my goodness. Actually, that's right. Let's talk about Japan, because I remember when we were first chatting, you had mentioned, yo, we've been there. I was like, you have? Yo, that's so cool. Japan.
Yes.
Experiences in Japan.
We loved Japan.
You loved
Yes.
And we loved it. We've traveled to Korea previously and to Europe.
No.
Japan was always on Ati's bucket list.
It was like my number 1, but Mosie's number 2. He wanted to go to South Korea, so we did that. And I was waiting and waiting to go to Japan. And the first time we were supposed to go, there was like some kind of bad tornado or something.
Typhoon or something that went on, which canceled our trip.
So we had to go to Paris.
So we went to Paris instead.
And I was like so mad. I was like, this is so boring. I didn't want to come here.
Yeah.
I don't even care about the Eiffel Tower. I wanted to eat sushi.
We love Japan. We love the food.
We loved everything.
We love the culture.
We love the people.
Love the people and the vibe that we just felt.
Right.
And so
I love how clean it is.
It's a
Right.
it's a comeback for us. It's a redo. And now with baby, we would love to.
We're
bring
gonna
her to
take her
Japan.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Japan
Oh my
trip again.
You have to come back, and oh my goodness, there's so many really cool things for kids here. Oh, you guys gotta come back. That's right. I totally forgot that we had talked about Japan. And if you need a place to stay, you have a place to stay here. I would love to see you guys
Don't
here.
tell him that, Rosa. He's gonna hit you up. He's gonna be like, oh, you had room for me, right?
I'm gonna
Oh,
be at the door, knock, 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 sis. What you said?
I'll be like, I didn't know them. Like, who are these? Nah.
Yeah, don't mention stuff like that because he's in the heart. Like, if somebody said, I got a car rental, and he's gonna be like, hey, girl, you said you had a car rental.
Got you, fam. We got you. So let's, just in regards to like family, who, just for each of you, who has been like the biggest influence, on your life? Like, who has really kind of like been that support besides each other, right? Besides each other, who has been that support person, just in your upbringing, and then, now as adults with a young family, who has been that influence or support person for either of you?
For me, it would probably be my sister. I mean, like when we were growing up, I mean, we bumped heads all the time, like, like normal siblings do. But as we got older, my mom's voice would always come in my head, that she would be like, you don't need friends. Your sister is your best friend.
Right.
Like somebody telling me that versus me feeling that way. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know what I would do without her. Like everything we do, even like for earrings, even on our lives, I'm like, sis, are you watching? Like, who's first? Like, I want her so much for so many different things. And now my baby's here. Like, I feel like she is my person, my other person.
Your other rock that you can.
Yes. I can remember her.
Shout out to Ati's sister. Big shout out to sister. And then Mosi, for you, bro, like who's someone that's been influential in your life?
I think for me, the first person that comes to my mind is my brother Raphael. He's finishing his doctor.
Wow.
He's becoming a doctor, and he just finished. He'll be doing his residency in New York, and he's a foot doctor, so it's called a podiatrist, I believe. Yeah. But but he's just always been very encouraging from the beginning. I
Me
mean,
too.
he's my younger brother, but he's always someone I looked up to because he's a go-getter. When he wants something, he's gonna do whatever it takes to get it. And so he's always pushed me, whether it been, I mean, even just going back to school at the age that I am, he was like, bro, it's never too old to go back to school, you know, like there's no age to education. And he's pushed me, and I am where I am today because he's always encouraged me alongside, of course, my wife. But I would say my brother Raphael. So shout out to Raphael.
Shout out to Raphael, man. That's cool, bro. What are you studying? But if you don't mind me asking, what are you studying?
I'm studying elementary education to be an elementary school teacher.
You know, I got mad love for the teachers, man. That's what's up, bro. You know how it is, bro. That's awesome. Did you have a favorite teacher growing up in school? Did you guys have favorite teachers growing up in school? Or did you actually see teachers? Like, were there any Pacific Island teachers in your schools? Or
actually, yeah. In Hawaii, you know, there's quite a few Pacific Island teachers. I even had an uncle and an aunt who taught at high school. But yeah, I mean, I think here in America or in the States, especially where we are in Texas,
a
lot of Islander teachers, and I look up to that. And I feel like in this day and age right now, I think there needs to be more male teachers in the school system, at least here in America or in Texas. And so that's what kind of pushed me to go into that. It's something that I enjoy. Yeah.
That's cool, bro.
All of them.
Yeah.
Man, I look forward to seeing your program, you know, seeing how you do and coming out as, you know, qualified teacher. Then I'll bring you back on the show. Let's talk about education, bro. Man, that's cool, bro. Honestly, you know, wishing you nothing but the best with your studies. You know, it's not easy, bro, but it's like you said, you know, they need male teachers, and, you know, they just need more role models in the classroom, right? So I think that's super dope. I think you guys got a great team there. Now I know this is, I don't know if you, obviously you probably didn't even have time to read. I mean, I'm like, I don't know, you have to, probably not, but just off the top of your heads, like in terms of books or any book recommendations or something that you read, you know, a while back that you think, hey, this could be something that other people might want to read. Who's the reader out of you two?
Yeah, that's a right series. I love to read, but we just haven't been reading as much as I would like.
But a recommendation, do you have one?
I can't think.
I mean, this is not like a adult book or like a novel, but since we had Sophia, someone gifted us a book, and for us, it was such a special book because I felt like it was kind of our story when we read it. But it's called
it's a baby book.
It's a baby book called I believe it's called I Prayed for You.
Okay.
And it's about a mother bear who prays for her child, and throughout the child's life, it's like different points in the child's life that the mother prays.
Like little prayers.
Like little prayers. And I just feel when we read that the other day, we were in tears. I mean, we read it to Sophia for the first time, and we were in tears because it was just something that we felt, prayed for, you know, and we've been praying for her also, and here she is. So, I mean, for all you moms to be or dads to be or looking to buy a gift for a newborn baby,
buy some books.
Buy some books. That's probably
Got you, fam. That's super special. I mean, like I said, it can be, you know, something that has so much significance to you guys, and that, oh, guys. Man, well, I mean, you know, I know you've got Baba there. I don't want to keep you, you know, any longer. But just in terms of words of wisdom, you know, encouragement, and actually, you've dropped a lot of gems and inspirational thoughts throughout the interview. But you know, what do you want to say to anyone who, you know, who's trying to pursue a dream or a passion? Or just some words of wisdom, really, for someone trying to get into a small business. Drop the gems, guys.
I would want to say, if you want to try something and you're afraid because maybe other people are doing it, just do it. because I can make earrings, you can make earrings, Rosa, but it will never be the same earring. So just whatever you have in mind, just try it. You'll never know if it be good or not unless you try it. And I'm so happy that I just did that because, and it's hard too because there's a lot of clay artists now, and I struggle with this too because I've been in it for 2 years now. I feel like I have to be like do better. I have to push myself to be better. But when I look back and look at everybody's stuff, it'll never be the same because we're all different people with different views and we like different things. So all you other clay artists, I'm so happy for all of us. We can do it. Like that's my word of wisdom. Just try it.
Mm-hmm. For me, my words of wisdom is just do you, boo.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is just like, don't worry about what other people think about you, what other people say. If it makes you happy, then it's the right thing for you. Just do you. I mean, don't have to worry about the way you dress, the way you look, how you act. If it's you, do you. I mean, that's all I gotta say.
Be true.
And that's the mic drop. That's the mic drop, Sam. That's the mic drop right there. Man, I appreciate you both so much, Atzi and Mosi and Baba, baby Sophia. I appreciate you. I know she's probably heavy right now. And we've been sitting there the whole time. But, I'm so happy for you both. Really inspirational. You have no idea how much you've inspired me just in terms of creativity. That's another story, but you really have your small business, your work ethic is truly inspiring. And I'm so excited to see, where things go now that you've got baby. Huge love and congrats on the new addition to your lovely family. I'll be putting your business on blast as we lead up to dropping this episode. But you heard it, folks, to our audience, man, just this amazing family doing what they got to do. Check them out, Knot _Atizz. I will post the information in the bio. I'm a bit emotional, guys. Thank you for coming through.
Rosa, we're so happy this is our first interview ever.
Yes.
Anything for you, girl.
So, that's us, and it's a wrap.